half of the game and the repression of the base, if S4 is able to kind of scale nicely, I mean, you have great high ground defense, double slides will pretty much instantly clear everything out and do a whopping bit of damage. But that's on them to be able to, pre-plan it enough. So we'll see. We're going to get underway now. And I didn't look at much of the early predictions here. Player with the highest total magic and pure damage. Quakefa. Player with the least deaths.
I put Loda,
or maybe
I think
Loda too.
it's tough versus Death Prophet. Death Prophet can easily silence you and catch you out.
Oh yeah, it's a good.
I'm putting Loda, and then time of first tower destruction. I'll put 5 to 8. Seems pretty likely. I've
Unless it's
occasionally.
Beastmaster lane.
Who has Iron Talon? We have 20 seconds.
Mm,
There's no
nobody.
Iron Talon. Kezu has not
I'll put 5
committed
to
for any
8.
items. Yeah, I'll put 5 to 8.
Team
Okay,
who
well,
plays-
he does have Iron Talon, but yeah, 5 to 8 is fine.
I'm gonna go with Alliance for most wards too. They give a keeper for God's sakes. I mean, he's just gonna all he's gonna do is plant wards.
Yeah, I don't like that last question, but because
You
both
just
teams,
don't know what it's like to plant wards. Like,
both teams just play some Zero Wards, right?
it's whoever places the most, though.
Yeah, but both can just buy them whenever. I don't know.
They don't know that though. Here we go. Back underway here. Let's see. We've had aggro lanes for both of our games so far, but it looks like this time we might see something a bit more traditional. We'll see. Yapsor continues to linger around. Nope, never mind. Maybe spoke too soon. Iron Talon on Hezu. He's going to go straight to the jungle, it looks like here. Opens up the lane on the bottom. Totally looks like for Loda to kind of farm with. Line will hang by his side, but does have the option to roam around, and something you don't see very often, a keeper flirting around the mid lane is the one to harass.
So let's see if EGM gets this ward deward. He does have a sentry. He sees that his spawn is blocked. He might suspect that it's on the right side.
Wait, he doesn't have a sentry.
What? He has a sentry placed.
Oh, he placed a sentry.
Yeah.
Oh, but he needs to go find it. Okay, I see
Yeah,
what you
he
mean.
doesn't have another one placed, and I wonder if he's like gonna buy a sentry ward and try and bring it to the right or what. But
And for right now, it's a very deep spot, and he'll have to kind of settle with only the one camp to kind of pull through. It looks like Ake's looking to be head that way. Meanwhile, top lane, early Winter's Curse does a hefty amount of harassment damage, and Bulldog is going to be forced to kind of rush back and start chewing through some early regen. But he is good for the meantime here. But it's a lot of pressure that Escape can kind of add on to him. And
Kezu already had to go heal. He couldn't take out one camp before healing. That's pretty interesting.
interesting by what do you mean unfortunate kind of?
I think he should be able to do it. I don't know. Maybe you don't start off with the large camp. I'm not sure. I haven't really. I've mostly just seen Titaners do that one camp on the right, but.
So this means that now, I guess, Ake or EGM could kind of take part in roaming around and finding business elsewhere. Unfortunately for Coddle, I mean, unless you're blasting down jungle camps, it's kind of awkward to kind of find farm elsewhere. He doesn't even have any lick of XP in the meantime. Hasn't even leveled anything yet. Just going to kind of roam around like the old man he is and pick up a fortunate bounty rune for him, so.
Yep, so with the haste, Bulldog could be in a little bit of trouble here. He is on the left side. That combined with daytime makes it extremely difficult for Ruben to get that lift.
Let's see. He looks like he wants to go for S4 here.
S4 has not skilled up anything.
Might have to now. There it is. Double Flame Guard. It's going to be the choice with one little set of chains here. Gets out the chains. Nice connection onto both, and it will get him under the tower. So, quick heads up there from S4 will prevent any sort of early aggression or potential first blood, and Yapsor will have to take his business back to the top lane.
Yep, no problem.
Oops.
So Ake, we've seen some Quelling Blade Keeper shenanigans.
Maybe it's like a boneless jungle strat, yeah.
Well, I saw them do it at ESL Frankfurt. But
Oh, really?
Yeah, they did it twice, I believe.
What for what purpose, though? To, like, hide in trees and blast, or is it to help
No,
camps?
just a straight jungle. He does it like over here on the cliff side. Like he cuts down those trees and just right clicks that camp, similar to how you can do it on the dire side.
Yeah.
He would have been much higher level right now if he had done that.
No, for sure. He will be able to get the level now as him and Bulldog will be able to participate in some of these big camps he's been able to stack up, so that will level him up pretty damn fast. But obviously that means that both safe laners are going to be continue to farm up freely in the safe lanes, and we'll just have to wait and see how things are going to be progressing from here on forward. But for now on paper, things kind of seem to be matching up a bit even as they are. But we'll see. More pressure now that can be added to the tower here, specifically in the top lane too. Cinderen's going to be able to move it in. They got double range creeps and a ballista to work with. Ake has shown himself and is going to get trapped on the other side of YapzOr, a big pullback, and now he is doomed. Coddle has tied for fastest move speed in the game, but he doesn't have any boots or anything to help him get away from that one, and will be going down and be the first blood of the game. And
I bet he requests not quelling plating.
So unfortunately, the old man will break his hip.
But EGM's level 4.5, so he is making up for Ake's lack of experience.
Yeah, and a good amount of gold too, so he'll make do.
Speed you. I always thought it was cool how Ember Spirit only said 4 words in all of his lines.
Really?
Yep.
What are the words?
He just, every line that he has is only 4 words.
Oh, they're only 4 words.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like they only same 4 words, but they like shuffle them around.
It's only 4 words in length.
Straight and to the point. Is that the same for all spirits?
I don't think so. I think it's... doesn't Storm have that one super long line where he's like, no?
That's only 1 word though.
It is, but I think he says more than 1 word.
We'll have to get someone to count. What if he has like 8 words and always says 8 words, and Earth says like always 3 words?
But he
like
says
4
no,
words.
so that kind of crosses that.
We'll get someone to look into it. I have never noticed that though for Ember. It's very funny. But for now, the matchup in the CS game, both safe laners pretty even there. Both mid laners pretty even there. Both off laners exactly even. So we'll have to see which one is going to be more pressured to kind of dictate more of the pace of the game with some early aggression. The advantage Bulldog, of course, in this Beastmaster is he does farm incredibly fast and can find use out of the Primal Roar sooner than later. But
And Lion level 6, I think, will be the first big move from Alliance. So you want to kill Death Trumpet with that. She's very low HP and very susceptible to fast bursts like an Impale Finger, and Ember Spirit can easily initiate on her. So, let's see. Do they have a smoke yet? I do not see one on the Radiant side, nor do I see one on the Dire side.
Nope. Both still just kind of content on farming as it is. Ake, unfortunately, kind of the one suffering the most in the XP department, but it looks like now he'll be able to kind of... He's like, I'm taking the stack. Oh, never mind, S4's here to take it. And he'll just be there to sap the XP. This will be a huge boost for him.
Yeah, do you see how many... There's 5 magic resist creeps, though. So his Flame Guard doesn't do jack.
And neither will the Blast, so...
Okay, well,
this is not happening, I don't know.
They killed 3 Centaurs, it looks like. Yeah, that's hard.
This is, I mean, almost going to take a bit too long, and S4's just going to have to go back to the lane instead.
Yep, the thing is difficult. Magic resist creeps make life very
S4
hard.
just continues to buff these freaking jungle camps, man.
That's because stacking and farming is sometimes considered boring. But necessary. It's a necessary evil to Dota if there are any evils.
Yeah, there's people out there who just fiend on playing jungle only, so they need a little bit of love, I suppose. But in the meantime, YapzOr continues to hang around. He's going to get his level 5, but as mentioned before,
okay,
EGM,
he's level 6,
now level 6, yeah.
So they can TP in on mid. They do have that Observer Ward up on a high ground, so ideally you'd want to smoke from that. If Escape are really vigilant, they would constantly pull down the scoreboard to know that he's 6. Yeah, it looks like there's a lot of people in the Radiant jungle, so S4 will finally take out that stack. Took him another round of Flame Guard.
Yeah, but Ake was able to get to his level 4 because of that stack takedown, so he's got 2 points into Illuminate, 2 points into his Chakra Magic to work with here. We got Bulldog who's been able to reach his level 6, so we have Primal Roar also online to work with. Tidehunters reaches level 6 at that same moment, so he's got Ravage to work with here. Just a matter of seeing which team is going to look to kind of pull the trigger first. And it might be happening here potentially in the bottom lane. YapzOr's hanging down here now.
No, my tower prediction. Kill it by 8. Luda, you can do it.
He's trying.
Right click, quickly.
10 seconds, not happening.
Yeah, not happening.
Not happening. Condolences on your prediction and my prediction. But we have a smoke. And EGM. K-Scan, they know they can bank left here. Open to come up and behind to see if they can make a move for Koikfa, who is going to show himself in the lane now. Here comes trouble. Bulldog could set up with the Roar, and they could just easily finger and finish things off. There's the Roar. There's the stun. There's the finger. Koikfa is going to be dead, but they have a rotation power, including Hezu and his Ravage. He wants to dish it off, but they're going to get the first takedown, which will be Bulldog. A 1-for-1 split, while up and above, EGM is going to be able to get off the Hex and kind of separate himself from Era a bit, while Era continues to move in, waiting for the Omni. Couldn't get it off. The fog was there, so was not able to make the jump, and it looks like things will have to fizzle out from here. Unless S4 feels pretty confident making a move for Synderen. Good flame guard damage, good catch with the chains, but so that'll be the end of it. Plus Synderen still had a cold embrace just in case.
Word.
So what do you think? Is that satisfactory for Alliance? They did get Koifa down, but they lose Bulldog. Escape were able there to quickly rotate, but
It's okay, as long as you use Finger. It's really heartbreaking when you see a support like not use Finger for... He gets level 6s early and doesn't use Finger for a few minutes. So that's okay. You instill pressure into Escape and they're like, oh crap, Alliance 6 already? And now they have to start devoting heroes mid. Death Prophet has to commit to more HP instead of a more glass cannon build.
and
They need more stacks on Escape. Get Tidehunter nice and fat.
And they got a couple stacks here. He'll be able to go and work with now. Synderen's probably going to look to deboard the area just in case. Let's see if anything is going to be watching over it. But
It's very hard for them to initiate on the Tidehunter though. Like they don't. I don't think they have to ward it up just because like they're very unlikely to gank him. They can easily just turn around with a Ravage because they don't have enough burst to kill him before he pulls it off.
And it looks like Alliance are going to go for a push here in the top lane. But they have spotted out Era here. S4 with an Invis rune is going to be stalking him. Nearby they do have Bulldog and Ake, but they can't leave the lane without things looking a bit suspicious. While mid lane,
Nice dodge
Ooh,
by EG.
yeah,
Dodge is smoking.
the approach was coming, but he pulls off quickly, and there's going to be
Era
no
in
chance.
trouble.
But now they make their move for Era in the top lane. Quick Blade Fury. Rotations are going to be coming by 2 here. And Alliance look to disperse. Yapzor's going to be first in, gets the telekinesis for S4. S4 tries to stand and plant and fight, and is waiting before he goes for any sort of pull-out play. And will decide to finally make his jump out. No blood will be shed here. And back at mid lane, Blast flies out as Escape will be able to get the finish. Koifa picks up the last hit on that tier 1. And Escape will take the extra money in their pocket.
So Loda committing for the Midas very early on. Not sure what he's going for. Usually we see Silver Edge. Very good versus Tidehunter. But all in all, seems like...
Alright, Era. Flirting around with S4 a bit. There is company behind him. Synderen does have an ulti if he wants to try to lock him in place. Ooh, nice little sidestep as a splinter shot. Does fly out and continues to fly. Got him! Nonetheless, doesn't matter. Kill opportunities for both sides coming up a little bit short at times.
They're just waiting for Slark to get his item, wait for Ember to get his BOTs, and then they can start BOTing in on the Hawk. The Beastmaster's still waiting for his Necro. So Alliance need like maybe 1.5, 2 minutes for the Ember and the Beastmaster to start doing their thing. Maybe like 5 minutes for Slark to do his thing. Escape on the other side. They're still waiting for that Mech Tidehunter. Still just a 2-stack there. Surprised they haven't stacked that up a little bit more. Winter Wyvern looking to get involved with his first Winter's Curse after picking up the bounty rune at, what was that, 10 minutes? But not really able to get any there, and there will still not be that much stacking coming out from them.
Lots of mobility, too, overall for Alliance, and it's going to be interesting to see to make it work. You were mentioning about the Boots of Travel with the Hawk play, and obviously the Keeper. He hasn't... Oh, he actually opted to level.
Kezu getting jumped by Loda.
But, oh, you see bottom lane, Kezu. In a bit of trouble. The little fish man's going to be able to slice him down, and then he quickly pops and gets the hell away under his Shadow Dance. Oop, Yapzor, though, pursues. Oop, can't quite get close enough.
Wow, that was really important that he had that Arcane Rune right there. The Arcane Rune helped him kill the Tide before the supports could come in time with a double quick Dark Pact and the double quick Pounce.
Evens things up 2-2, and we'll prolong the mech now a little bit more on Kezu and his Tidehunter. So with that, Alliance to mid lane, jump for Era, leading from EGM, who's got an early Blink Dagger, gets the Hex, but he might be the one to fall first. As Yapzor sweeps in from behind, they will be able to get him down, and now Era looks to hunt for more, waiting with the Omni. Bird could be there to help mitigate a bit of the slashes, but Era yet to make the jump play. And now they're being watched from above. Finally, they'll both get blasted down there by Koifa, but Alliance are going to be able to disengage, only losing EGM.
Nice play by Yapzor, being at the right place at the right time, ready to stop that chain initiation on the Juggernaut. And still just farming up on the Tidehunter, waiting for that blink.
Ake's going straight Ags, or at least just a trusty point booster for now.
It's important that he gets farmed. EGM has been... Oh, EGM has Blink?
That's what I said.
Oh,
yeah, he had a quick blink.
Yeah, he's ready.
Yeah.
Now they're going to get ready on the... They need BOTs, though. I don't think they can do this without the Oh, actually, they have finger.
And a charged up blast. Boom! See you later. Boom! Don't suspect the behind the back play from your keeper of the light. Very nicely done. And with that, be able to pick up a nice little notch on the belt and follow it up with a tier 1 takedown. Cute little play right there. And he'll be able to get to his level 8 now. Last time I looked at him, he was freaking level 6. Now he'll get the spirit form leveled up. Looks like Escape will not be totally empty-handed as they do clear out the tier 1 in the bottom lane here with the help of the Exorcism. And looks like they'll just use the rest of it to kind of farm through the jungle and make moves elsewhere. But back to 3-3. We check over the net worth graph, and it's an early advance for Alliance here in both the XP and the net worth.
So recently acquired Shadowblade by Loda. He does have Invis. Will walk in. He does not have his Shadow Dance on. Gotta bounce out of there.
Yeah.
And no Exorcism, so Alliance still could take a fight right now. The only thing they do not have right now is the Finger of Death. So let's see where Keeper's headed and any recall action possible. Nope. Deep ward placed by Escape on the bottom as they push that T2. It's a pretty unusual ward.
Yeah, deep lane ward here. And Alliance also a couple of deep wards to kind of scout out any potential rotations up and behind, but S4's here now and he's got those boots of travel.
They want to crush this dire jungle.
Era nearby. Ooh. Now starts heading that direction here. Oh no, he could spot S4, but unfortunately Omnislash doesn't cancel TPs and it's not gonna opt
he
for that
might have
start.
been able to get that kill, but he didn't know how long the TP was.
Yeah. And Ake back into the trees. He'll wait it out there. Actually pops Spear Form. Are they planning on bringing someone in? It looks
I think
like
they
it.
bring Loda in and take a big fight. They have really good vision in the area.
Oh, casual blasted TP out, it looks like, so. Nice timing there. And meanwhile, EGM actually makes the jump in. Looking to go for Era here. They got the Hex, they got the stun, and, well, even without Finger, they might be able to get him down.
Yeah, I'm not really sure
Oh,
why.
no, they can't do it. They can't get the finish.
Not sure why Loda or Ake TP'd out right there.
Yeah, that was a bit awkward.
They needed. He was down to 85 HP, so anything would have done. I thought they were going to bring in Slark and look for Shadowblade and take control of their jungle, but not on the same page. Without Finger, they needed a little bit more damage.
Unfortunately, a little miscalculated, and Era's going to be able to walk away with his life, though. It does create a little bit of attention towards the top lane and leaves Loda to his own devices back here at the bottom. As he's able to continue to grind up, he still holds the top of the net worth right now at about 9.2k, with S4 just trailing behind. For Era, or sorry, for Escape in their cores, though, we have Koikfa, who's been able to go straight for the Veil here. So, and now a Medallion. I saw this by Envy in one of the secret games when he actually played the mid lane Death Prophet, and he also went for like a Solar Crest build-up on his Death Prophet. What do you think about that?
It's good. You need armor. You get mana regen. Evasion's fine. It's only if you're versus mass physical damage, though. I think, like in this particular situation, he might need like a Atos or something like that, because you need the HP so you don't get what's done by Finger. They do have the Winter Wyvern, I suppose, versus physical damage, so armor not as important this game, I think, as it is normally.
So the first Roche of the game is going to go into the pocket here of Escape Gaming, and specifically into Era's pocket. And now he's crossing paths with Loda, but neither can really do a whole lot without some extra assistance. And that assistance could be Cinderin, but as the Splinter Shot will fly, Loda pieces out and will avoid any trouble. So expect a lot of ducking and dodging between these two teams here. A very tense matchup, as it's not an elimination match, but it is game 3. Winner moves on to the next round to wait the winner of our next series, which is Fantastic Five versus AdFinem, while the loser is going to have to try to battle it out through the lower part of this bracket.
Splinter Shards, Dakota.
Splinter Shards? What did I say? Splinter Shot?
Sorry, Splinter Blast.
Oh yeah, well, Splinter Blast.
Splinter Blast. Splinter Shot. Splinter Shot's a
What's that?
wild thing, I think.
Is that what that is?
I think so? Yeah. Maybe? I don't know. I'm not sure.
It sounds familiar. Maybe it's a Diablo thing.
Maybe it's Diablo.
Maybe. Here comes Cinderin, taking to the skies, flying up over the trees, able to get close enough for the curse, just specifically to lock Bulldog in his place, but
That's it.
that's it.
No Necrobook there.
And YapzOr can't get close enough to kind of follow it up with a telekinesis or anything.
Loda coming in from behind. He is going to find one of the weak supports. Looks like YapzOr will be the target.
Ah, they got him. EGM's able to blink in. They get the setup. Cold Embrace keeps him alive for the meantime, but Loda might be able to chunk through the ice and be able to finish off that little YapzOr. And the follow-up play as they get Koikfa. Beautiful. Roar and Finger. Lots of hate for the Death Prophet.
This is very similar to the other game, which was last game, in that they just completely dodged Tidehunter. Like you could say KheZu's like not there with his team, or Alliance are really good about playing around the Tidehunter, and I think both are true this game. Uh-oh, we have not seen a Ravage.
Oh wow, look at that. Ake just brings Loda right into the front lines and straight to KheZu, who's going to be forced to Cold Embrace. Blast will fly out, just a little bit of work, and will help rid of some of the creeps lingering about, but KheZu finds himself back inside the base and in the safety zone. But Alliance, man, being enforcers here in the top lane, and now look for a follow-up on the tier 2. Very nice pressure coming out, and they can kind of continue this assault from a safe distance too.
So KheZu will not do the same thing they did the other game and go for the cloak.
And Keeper has his Ags too.
Wow, that's
good timing.
Ridiculous.
That's really good timing. And just like we always say with like Lion getting a blink becoming a different hero, Keeper becomes a whole new hero with his frickin' Ags.
And they have the Necro 3 on Beastmaster.
There's so much vision advantage now going to be coming their way, so much mobility with having that recall up at all times. And any daylight, they're going to be able to move. I mean, they don't have any sort of mech, but mech isn't really necessary when you have daylight Coddle Blasts. They're just...
So now they want to get KheZu involved. I don't think Escape were happy about the last fight because they should be winning fights because they have Tidehunter.
Blast there hits Era, gets him pretty damn low, but the stun follow-up was missed there by EGM. Not that there really would have been superior kill potential, but here comes the pressure and push, and Ake doing his damage to slow down Era. The Exorcism is already out. More blasts to follow. Era might need to be careful here. Good Blade Fury, of course, will avoid the trouble, but Alliance, look at them. You take our mid, we're going for bomb. They get the tier 2 there, and Bulldog's already inside the base, sieging with his Necro Book. And still, Escape hang around this mid lane. Now they look to step back, but Alliance could consider pursuing, but it looks like they won't. Happy to take the better trade, it looks like. And Loda's still inside. It's becoming apparent that Alliance are very good at manipulating the map and forcing their opponent to kind of be drawn towards them, and Alliance can kind of dictate where they want to take fights and win.
And on the flip side, Escape not really that great at forcing Alliance to engage.
Mm-hmm.
Like you want to, they should have done that a lot earlier. Just push S5 with Exorcism and Mech and Ravage. They don't need the Blink Dagger. He didn't have the Blink Dagger for that push, but they decided that it was time to get involved. They should be doing that every Exorcism cooldown and letting, putting their ultimates to use, put simply.
Yeah, but they're not finding opportunities to put these ults to use, and in fact, most of the ults we've been seeing have unfortunately not led to too much success here, including that Cinder in Winter's Curse, but we'll have to see.
The thing is, he's really trying to get them to force fights.
Yeah.
So I don't really blame him for that Winter's Curse, but like a Blink Ravage on 2 heroes will start up a fight. They also just don't have that much lockdown for Ember Spear. They need like a Blink Ravage into a Silence if they can pull that off. But Alliance not really giving them any quarter, and with all these AoE ultimates from Escape, they don't want to use it on 1 or 2 heroes, but it's getting to that point where maybe you should just Blink Solo Ravage Alliance, because sooner or later it's going to be daytime.
Oh, top lane, looks like a jump for Era here by EGM, gets the stun, and now Era is going to get fingered down and taken apart before an opportunity to even get an Omni Slash off if he'd like. So Era goes down. At the same moment, Ake's picked up a gem, so that together with the Ags as the daylight will end will allow him to quickly debunk all these vision advantage from Escape. The noose could be slowly tightening up here. You're talking about heavy push power by Alliance when you compare it with the Coddle Blast, with the Sleight of Fist. Like, Escape could be confined inside their base very, very soon.
Yeah, it's clear that the game plan is never fight Escape head on if you don't have to.
Yeah.
And we have yet to see a Ravage from a very farmed KheZu. Actually, he's not even very farmed anymore. It looked like he was getting pretty farmed, but
now he's slowly, falling a little behind, and people like even the Coddle are playing to catch up a bit to him. So with that, it's going to be difficult for Escape to find a way to even breach out past the river. And
You have to play around the Death Prophet. Death Prophet 0, 2, and 1. And they've taken down 4 towers at this point. Before that last push, it was like 2 towers in, I'd say, 20 minutes, which is just not the pace of the game that you need with a Death Prophet. They did get the Roche, so I like that play from Escape, but aside from that, they are just desperate to make maneuvers. All their ultis are up. It is time to take a fight. They have just completely squandered the Aegis on Era. They've lost important cores due to the mass BOTs and a recall and alliance. They know they want to fight.
Unfortunately, the timing might be off. I mean, Loda had just picked up his BKB now, and based on the approach that they make, it could be left to be desired here by Escape if they don't get a good start. Then there's going to be the jump. There's the gush. They're looking to go for Ake. Ake gets the blinding light off, but now they'll be able to focus it down. Both supports will be dropped here. While Loda makes the go for Synderen. Synderen gets the cold embrace, but Loda's determined to get the finish there. Will be able to do it. Goes into Shadow Dance with the side step. Bulldog makes the approach, and they're able to get the Yapzor down. Hezu catches both S4 and Bulldog with the Ravage, but they're able to shrug that one off, go for the Watermelon Man, and be able to slice him up and flatter him up for a future picnic. But nonetheless, Loda with a triple kill. And that was Escape making the approach in the initiative.
But where was Koikpa? He still has Exorcism up. I'm surprised they didn't fight with that. They needed more damage output to dump into the Ravage. He got 2 heroes with the Ravage and the BKB Slark, but without the Exorcism to follow up, without any sort of silence to lock down the Ember Spirit, without the Spirit Siphon to somewhat kite the Slark, Alliance are in a firm position.
I know Koikpa's a fantastic player, but unfortunately it feels like the Death Prophet's just a non-factor in this game. And
he usually doesn't play these like huge team fighters. I know him better as like a Tinker, Invoker, Timber, those sort of heroes, Lone Druid, the heroes that get a lot of farm, and with his amount of efficiency and the way that he farms, he will destroy them. Wow. Highest total magic pure damage was
who?
Ake. That's how
really?
That's how little Escape are fighting.
Is it damage on heroes?
Yeah, it's done to heroes.
Okay. Like, I mean, I know he's blasting the hell out of creeps. I don't know if that's a factor or not, but yeah, look at him go. And now daytime even. They'll be able to have that unobstructed vision. They quickly take out Yapzor with the finger. Beautiful blinding light blast will put Koikpa into enemy territory, and they take him out fast. He will have a buyback if necessary, but if he has to use it now, then you know Escape, things are not going so well. Tier 3's down, Rax is exposed, Loda begins to chop away, and it's very awkward. Without having a Ravage, it's very hard to make any sort of valid approach. Synderen, though, still nurses the Winter's Curse, and that's going to be Rax. Alliance step away, and they're going to be very, very satisfied. This is a very difficult game now for Escape.
Indeed it is. It's really bad when you have Tidehunter and Death Prophet and cannot find any teamfights though. The lineup is just not built for this amount of mobility. This is before the BOTs come out on Beastmaster. So Recall, Ember Spirit, and on top of that they have to deal with the Vision superiority. They have Keeper Light during the day and Slark during the night. They got probably the best jump that they could with that smoke around, wrap around to the mid lane, but at the end of the day they didn't get the gem, they didn't get any important kills, just 2 supports, and Alliance will keep on trucking, making sure to prevent this next Roshan.
Yep. And Ake can continue to just bring S4 in from the top lane if necessary, but it looks like they've already made a find on the Synderen here. They'll be able to make a flight to the high ground, but he could be stranded up there for the meantime until Arctic Burn is back up. But nope, he'll opt to TP out from that awkward position. And they're making chase for Loda, who happened to show himself up and above. He has a DD, which will now inspire, gets silenced up, shrugs it off with the Pact, and now looks to go for Koikpa under his Shadow Dance here. And steps off, goes for Kazu as he gets Mana Leak. There's going to be the blast right into Escape here. And they're feeling determined to kind of move on forward. Era dishes out the Blade Fury. S4 does sidestep. Now Loda could be in a bit of trouble here. They get the telekinesis, they'll get the kill. And a blast is going to be on through. Era very low. There's going to be the Cold Embrace. We'll keep him alive. And Escape continue to truck in. And S4 says we got to go. Oh, canceled out. Nice stolen roar from Yapzor. Will lock him in his place. The follow-up Ravage will be there, but the damage isn't available. They're eating a lot, and S4 will be able to jump away. Almost being able to get the catch. It's Loda for the Rubik, and they're not done yet. Boom! Finger connection. Winter's Curse turnaround is going to be too late to save the Koikpa Death Prophet, and S4 is back and just as mighty. He looks to go, finds Kazu. It looks like they'll be able to slash him down, and it's a double kill for S4. Unfortunately, it looks like for Escape, Alliance will take another strong fight here as it turns into a 3-for-1 trade. Though the net worth exchange is better for Escape, taking down the Slark, who's the highest net worth in the game.
Yep. That was pretty decent coordination by Escape killing the Slark. They made him feel pressured, so he BKB'd like very early on, even before the fight really broke out. But they have so much sustain on Alliance, and even with that nice roar by Rubik onto S4, they did not have enough damage to follow up. Omni Slash was not used at the end of the day, and S4 is very farmed right now. He's his farm is ridiculous.
And he can always just push these side lanes and have Ake bring him in for the next lane push. He's got the boost of travel to go from lane to lane. And you mentioned the sustain. I mean, Ake was a mech, so you got mech plus, at the time, what was Daylight, so the heal of the Illuminate plus mech is like 2 mechs together. It's ridiculous. So now they're going to be able to move in the pit and battle with the Roche, and it looks like an easy free Aegis is in order for Alliance.
Yeah, and Vlad's on top of that.
And Vlad's too. It's so much. So much sustain. It's like having to fight them twice overall.
And even if anyone gets low, you can always just TV back. So they have to be able to burst down heroes very, very quickly on the side of Escape. So maybe one last big fight for Escape. They do have the ultimate on Tidehunter in 30 seconds, and it's very difficult for them to fight without that. And Alliance, this is why I just generally favor Alliance in longer games. Like, they have a small lead, and they have like better split pushers, and they will like just take that farm to the absolute next level. And Escape, like, they needed to find a better way to push towers. Like, simply just group up as 5. Yes, you'll lose out on farm the side lanes, but you might force Alliance into a discussion. Oh, we might need to fight this, and everyone might not be on the same page. They have weaker team fight heroes, and they didn't fall into that trap because Escape never really put them into that point.
And now we see Loda with a shiny new Scotty. So him, S4, Bulldog, around the top 3 net worth in the game, and then we'll be able to make it to Era on his Jug. A very mighty farmed Alliance squad. Even Ake, 2,000 net worth above Kezu and his Tidehunter. And here's Alliance outside the front door of the Escape base.
And they have a ward in the base, and no D ward coming out from Sin.
It's not daytime yet, but nonetheless, at this point in the game,
nighttime's still fine.
they're way ahead.
Because they have the no reserve reward, so it's not a big deal. And they don't need to sustain right now. They're just waiting for all the lanes to push in. Loda can get recalled if necessary. If not, then he'll just take down the T3 on bottom. So as soon as they split up, they can just recall and take down that T3 top.
Making a slower approach, and as mentioned, Loda will continue to creep in this bottom lane, and we have to see who's going to be striking first, and if Escape can find any sort of window to make it happen. It looks like a flank play is in order here. Escape, look at this. They smoke, they're looking to wrap around from below. Oh, S4.
It's already been scanned out.
It's been spotted, and as you mentioned, it was already pre-scanned, so no flanking approach will be had here for Escape. And they have to go right back inside their base. They will see the obs ward that was placed inside and get rid of it. So no more high ground vision here for Alliance until daytime does come up. And that might be something they have to opt to wait for in the meantime.
Yeah, it's not that big a deal to wait 30 seconds.
Yeah,
they still have the Aegis for 2.5 minutes, so still a good 2-minute window for them. It looks like S4 will be the one to push out bottom. Slark is far better of a tower sieger than Ember Spirit is.
Okay, let's go. No escape. Have to hold here and in the hopes of somehow staying alive and staying in the upper bracket. Otherwise, we'll be sent down below and await the loser of Adfinem versus Fantastic Five, while Alliance are hoping to move on into the next round and be one step closer to a secure trip to Seattle to compete at TI6, where they felt they deserved the direct invite. Now they have to prove their worth. They just barely etched themselves into playoff contention, and now it looks like they might be starting things off with a win in the first round. They make their move in. It looks like Raxus are going to begin to crumble here at the top. Escape yet to make their move, and it looks like it's going to be onto Loda. Pull back, telekinesis here. Loda, siphoned up, is going to be popping the BKB. S4 jumps in, last fly out, heal the creep wave entirely back up once more, and then it will be quickly dropped by Escape. And they just continue to do the Muhammad Ali dash in, dash out, and jabbing Escape on the chin.
That's the way to do it.
Yep, Escape just can't find any opportunities to find a Ravage, to find a Curse. It seems like this has been the name of the game for Alliance pretty much through this series.
They see Kezu on the top side. because of a Hawk, and
Yep.
as such can position themselves and make it easy, and it's just impossible to hide from a Keeper Light unless you have smokes.
Yeah, look at this. I mean, he just walks up and it's like, oh, hey, there's a Tidehunter there. Oh, no. Kezu still thinks he might be able to hide in the shadows at that point, but Loda will be quick on the trigger if necessary, and there it is. We'll avoid the trouble. They couldn't get the finish on the racks yet, as the Glyph is going to be forced to pop.
Oh my god, that
Man, that damage from S4, though. Yeah, and I wonder if they're doing the double slight now.
Nah,
They could. Come on. Okay, being greedy, huh? Going for double blast instead.
Chakra.
Go, now. No, he keeps doing it. Come on, Ake! No, just preventing, I guess, any sort of creep spawn here. They're slow sieging this last set of racks. S4 moves in, there's the telekinesis. Kezu waiting, nursing the Ravage, not looking to commit it yet. Doesn't find the right time, and obviously S4 will be able to slip out.
Yep, he doesn't have the Aegis, so... Or he does have the Aegis, so he doesn't want to commit Ravage to him.
Not anymore. So now is their best chance if Escape want to try to take a fight while the Aegis is down. Loda finishes off the rack.